Snow, sea, scenery, scenic, open, trees, lochs, happy, SMP, Dundee, sunny on occasions, cattle with huge horns, ocean beaches, terrible lots of rain, lots of lochs, the dearth of public restrooms, nice scenery, dark stone cities, zoos create on the moon, tennis land, an orange planet, not a massive digestive, decent. Singing, charming, ocean, trees, landscape, ancient, nice, drinking, shortbread, cairns, oats, porridge, Talisker, lochs, a great country, not the crankies, devolution. I hate Scotland. It's very cold. It's always cold, and I want to live in a busy, iconic city like Paris or New York City. I've always wanted to move away. Also, none of my family have connections to Scotland, so I don't see much reason to stay. I love the idea of leaving young and travelling the world. I want to leave as soon as possible because of the weather, scary drunk people swearing, family in Australia. I want to explore different cultures, discrimination against English people in other countries, racism, Brexit, fish farms, no things to do, and a lot of judgment. Mountains, the wilderness and beauty of nature, its people, community, solidarity, internationalism, diversity, and welcoming to diversity. The warm heart of its people. The majority of people here, I hope, are willing to welcome those who want to be part of the community. Home now. Welcome and a beautiful, diverse country. A proud, fiercely independent race. Everything that is wonderful about our beautiful country. Our pride, our independence, our freedom and our love for Scotland. A part of Britain and a country with a rich history. There is no way to see what it really means as all the people are different. I think that it's quite a progressive country and has an interesting history. However, I think it's quite boring in the countryside as a young person. Its scenery and its routes for cycling and all the woodlands and nature. Ceilidh dancing, our government, attitude, language, culture, music, arts, dance, socialist leanings, people, humour, ability to laugh at ourselves. Tax system, care system, NHS. Our history, geography, traditions, heroes, courage, inventiveness, the SNP, agriculture, openness, forward thinking, inventiveness, education, football. Lewis Capaldi, Iron Brew, education and good hospitals. The nature, the wide vistas, the feeling that I contribute to its upkeep by living and working here, paying tax to invest here. The resilient people, proud, inventive, collaborative and staunchly European. I could get deported. I want to leave because it could be harder to travel and that's a wee bit sad. The space and natural beauty and its freedom and cleanliness. I will miss the free prescriptions for the medication implemented by the Scottish Government. I will miss the fact that a bus pass doesn't have the restrictions they have down south. The wind. It's apparently the windiest place in Europe. I don't mind the cold or the rain and the snow, but it's hard to get used to the wind. I would abolish all the private schools. I left to travel, to work, but always knowing that I could go back home if I wanted. Scotland's contribution to the world is part of the UK, not separate from it. I would jack in most of the MPs, MSPs and MEPs and abolish the House of Lords. They're all parasites and cost the rest of us a fortune and are incompetent. I don't know if we'd be better off with independence. Imagine having our own army, navy and air force. Scotland voted 62% in favour of remaining in the EU, yet Scotland is being taken out of the EU by English voters. If you believe in democracy, this is not it. Scotland should now be independent. Independence would mean a loss. The loss of the past of our whole. A loss of the Scottishness, its culture, a disconnect that will impact on all or many aspects of our Britishness. In a way, it would feel like a divorce. A disconnection, especially as it is a part of the mainland, all part of the same. But sometimes divorce can mean better understanding and better relationships. Who knows? Independence would mean paying a historic debt, justice for Scottish people. I don't like borders. At a People's March in Inverness, I saw how important it is to be independent for Scottish people and started to think about it. They might be right in political terms, but in my opinion, even if they got divorced, Scotland and England still have to live together. Patriotism, rich history, Britons love their country. Multicultural, reliable crankiness. Blob, football, memes. The way that the third sector continues to grow and the commitment of volunteers. I don't want to leave the UK. I want to stay in the UK as part of the EU. It has a very similar culture to Australia. Travelling here, I find it very easy to communicate and move around the country. My family moved from England to Australia nearly 40 years ago. I have come here to visit distant relatives and to look at different universities and schooling options. My granddad grew up in Liverpool and was a huge fan of the soccer club. Living in Australia, he found it very difficult to fit in and to find people who support his club. I would love to live in Liverpool and experience the culture he's told me so much about. I have so much family and friends back home that I miss now whilst travelling. To leave them would hurt so much. The cold weather is difficult to live with. I would raise the cost of cigarettes and vapes. I would commit to the public spending on whatever it took to the UK becoming carbon neutral as soon as possible. I would also produce good public information adverts on latest science-based reasons for changing our behaviours towards making this happen. I would hold the royal family and aristocracy to account for all their past. I would turn everyone into zombies, make everybody go to school, and make everybody go outside to play. I would cancel Brexit, apologise to Scotland, apologise to the EU. I would declare a National Happiness Day, a public holiday, and a National British Arts, Dance and Culture Day. One word, Brexit. Brexit and the weather. Brexit means Brexit. UKIP was right, as most of Britain voted out, but we're being betrayed by the Labour Parliament. Family. The family of England, Wales and Scotland and Northern Ireland. The connection between these members and interconnection. We are members of a nation family, the potential that comes from sharing in the collective. This is the ideal, but at this current time all of this rests in question. Will the family still be together? Walking into a pub and sharing banter or even deepest subjects with absolute strangers after 3 minutes. Approximately 80% of my playlist. Cool Britannia. The unrivalled, unheard of pervasiveness to the remotest corners of the world that a culture of one single country has ever attained. The inferiority complex that came with the realisation that the supremacy over other parts of the world is not to last forever. A quirky yet adorable country that I could see myself settling down in if it wasn't for the boundaries that might be put up soon. Elderflower, night bus, grass, lager, anger, NHS, disorder. I would like England to be known for free speech, democracy, human rights, climate initiatives, Graham Taylor, for genuinely leading the way on environmental sustainability, not just greenwashing. The NHS, its history, pretty countryside, national parks, multiculturalism, leading the world with veganism, its artists and quirky people. First and foremost, I'm from Stoke, then I'm English, then I'm British. I've done those ancestry DNA tests and couldn't be more English if I tried. It goes back in my family for hundreds of years. I've lived in Stoke all my life, and I'm sad that we're losing the dialect. People from Stoke used to speak really fast to keep up and be heard over the machines in the factories. But now these are gone, and more people from other places are here. I've had to slow down my voice to be understood. The countryside is being destroyed. Towns are spreading, awful soulless estates, increased crime, towns and cities feel unsafe. Useless government, whichever party is in power, that doesn't listen to its people. I would ask everyone to play for Barcelona football. I would make everybody go swimming before breakfast. I know it's impossible to get anything done, especially in a day, but I would implement and make law proportional representation. Tightening sentencing of offenders. Life means life. I would run certain infrastructure as a business to help finance the NHS and social care, i.e. trains, housing projects and builds. I would limit terms of office as per the US. I think this works, just not in a money circus way like the USA. I would cancel Brexit, please. I would ban McDonald's, then make a rule that I would always be in charge, then cancel Brexit. I would buy all the cake in the world, get lots of money, then save the world from pollution. I would pass laws to combat climate change, e.g. for housing to be energy-proofed, to phase out the use of fossil fuels by 2030. I would plant native broad-leafed woodland, geared towards reducing climate change across a quarter of the country, and includes cycle paths and camping and nature spots. I want to leave to see how things may be done differently.